Welcome to ACN, the Liberation TV of Ambazonia. Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence.
All right. Good evening to you all and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Um, I have three messages to deliver to all of you today. I really have some good updates I'd like to bring to you. So thank you for joining us. Please share, invite others to join us. We're no longer on Facebook. We're going to be streaming live on YouTube on every day. All right, as we've promised. So thanks so much for joining us. Welcome. I think they're also going to be streaming on Ambazonia Communication Network, ACN TV. So thanks all for joining. We'll start in exactly 1 minute.
This is the day the Lord let this day where God make am for we. This is the day the Lord has made. Aminye bon ketong. Ni jogara bazim de douce. Ambo chuniga. They are that democracy has never been given on a platter of gold. Amen. Your freedom will never be given on a platter of gold. If we do not, I mean, the zone, Ninu, Chit be buried. Maya was doing what Thomas Yang Afro, Mangazuration. Garden was a became with them I won. A man be born more therapy, but I have good in my yes. I don't say this day, the day where God will make up for we. I don't say the picking the way they grow. That's some now when I don't know me. Because if I will come out my chambers, say I will begin working for outside. Now this thing where I will look at this. Southern Cameroon, they don't be slaves for be a hand. Television. Or for years, you don't tell me again. If this country is breaking into two, now he be responsible. Because we, the English people, they don't push me for war today. Now they resolve this. And I'm glad. I will stay for house and say, if I hear say one of the marks, some soldier pass for corner, I will join one for street.
All right. Good evening to you all, my fellow Ambazonians. Please excuse me. Today I will be speaking in what I call Pidgin English. So, my fellow Ambazonians, people they don't take the time for joining with for here. When I welcome, I'll be very happy say when I don't take the time for joining with for here. I don't come for can give you some very good and important updates. A lot of things that they happen. Big things that they happen for the Ambazonian people there. So I want for can give you some very good updates then where they really happen. The main thing I want can talk on today, I want can talk now the big excuse me. I want can talk now about the big developments where they take place for the great state of Lebialem. All right, I'm going to give you now the news we don't come out today from the colonial government of La République du Cameroun and their acceptance, say they don't be defeated for Lebialem. I'm going to give you now the details of that. Make we start. Make we start first with the news where it don't come out from Pinyin. Most start with the news we don't come out from Pinyin. Today for Pinyin, the Cameroon colonial government, it talks say it want go carry out some operations and for Pinyin. And they don't send about 2,200 of their colonial forces them for Pinyin this evening with a lot of their trucks them where they don't go there for Pinyin. You know, one thing with the Ambazonian people they get for understand I say, we have no need for worry about Cameroon colonial government sending 2,200 of its colonial occupation forces for Pinyin. They go stay there 1 or 2 days. They go stay there 3 or 4 days. Max. They go stay there 1 week. They go pull out. Cameroon colonial army, they not get enough forces for them for fight more than 200 different battles for Ambazonia. All right. So the Cameroon army, they not get enough forces. They not get enough power for be for about more than 220 places for Ambazonia, for fight this war, for fight the Ambazonian people them. So this thing, we master their strategy, we understand their strategy, we understand how they operate, we understand how they function. So this is their small show of power for Pinyin. Now something where it go only last maximum 2, 3, 4, 5 days. If it stay plenty, it go only stay now 1 week. They go pull out. For them for send 2,200 forces into Pinyin. Not only for one thing. Now just for show the Yaoundé government say the forces that they do something. All right. Not only for show say they say for the place where they along that border for between Ambazonia and La République, talk say they said they still get a little bit of control. But when I don't need for what about this one? They go pack out what forces within Pinyin and all the surrounding communities. They understand the strategy of Cameroon. We understand how to deal with them. We go make them tired. We go leave them at a camp day. No problem. What forces they go do it to they call and say tactical withdrawal. They go be for they go become very frustrated. They no go know who for fight them. They no go know what for do. They go become for it now in no man's land. So they go stay there for a few days. And then they go withdraw because fire there for other places where they get for go quench the fire. They go all withdraw, all right? So that the thing that when I need for know, now drama will play with them, now small comedy will play with them. They were forces that they take them play ball, all right? Now ball would try for that side, they wrong go for that side, would knock them for that side, they wrong go for that side, just for frustrate them, just for make them tired, just for make them feel weak. So we no worry about what La République du Cameroun and they try for do for Pinyin, okay? Now the first news that we want to bring up for now. Second news I want to bring up for now. Just this one update, not been our main topic. This one just the update that I want to give for now. The second main update what I want to give for now. Now wait till don't come up for Chad. Now the news we don't come up for Chad. The rebel group, what they call them say FACT, FACT, what they call them say FACT, FACT, they call them say Front pour la Ordonnance et Concorde au Chad. Yeah, I hope say I pronounce that correct. I need to speak Egyptian language, so when I forgive me. Front pour la Ordonnance et Concorde au Chad, FACT. That group, the main rebel group, we don't stand up for liberate Chad. That group, it don't sign a memo for put a communique, put them for outside, for warn all the people there, including Emmanuel Macron and Paul Biya, all the dignitaries and all the head of states, where they don't talk, say they said they go for Chad, for go attend Idriss, the president who they killed 3 days ago, Idriss Déby, for go attend a burial, a funeral. They don't send out a communique where they don't put them for outside for warn all those people. Say, make no man not put your foot for Chad. When I hear? So the rebel group we want liberate Chad. It don't send a message, including to Macron, to Paul Biya, to all the presidents across the globe, and all the people. Then way they talk say they go come for Chad, for can attend the funeral service, the burial of the former president where he died, where they kill Idriss Déby. They don't tell them, say no, make no man not come for Chad, because when I not be welcome for Chad, and if not come for Chad dinner for a process for liberation. So if not come for Chad, maybe we don't know what go happen for now. But one just tell all man, make all man stay for a house. Emmanuel Macron, the same way stay for France. Paul Biya, the same way stay for La République. The same one not enter Chad because they didn't for the process for liberate Chad. So now the message that way, that main rebel group for that side for Chad, where they fight for the liberation of Chad, and the message that they don't put them for outside. All right, that one, if it been at the small headline news, then what one give for now. Now make a take on I go for the main event. The reason why all man don't come gather for here, now in this. Now the main event this. Now the thing this we don't bring all man for here. La République du Cameroun, now in this. So, waiting when I see now the event, the big event where they take place for the BLM, a very big event they take place, a big development it take place for the BLM. For inside the Amazonian state of the BLM, when sabi say La République du Cameroun, since the last few months, with the Amazonian Defense Forces, the big general, the Supreme Commander of Amazonian Defense Forces, General Efang don't deploy the special forces of ADF, where they call themselves the stabilization forces. For go back for ADF, as soon as sabi since the killing of Ayeke, and then they don't scatter Field Marshal forces them, and then Field Marshal is every day on the run. Since then, La République du Cameroun be feel say that game where they don't plan for a long time, it go give them a take back the BLM. When General Efang it send the specialized forces, the stabilization forces, for put them back on the BLM. These forces they start for dismantle all Cameroon army, police, and B comes them within the BLM as soon as sabi. I think Wabane they under total command and control of the Amazonian Defense Forces. Since then, they don't expand their territorial control for most places for inside the BLM. As a result, the Cameroon colonial government, their plan, it don't fail. They don't realize and say, they say, the BLM, it don't come back for the state of total ungovernability. With the presence of Amazonian Defense Forces, the specialized forces of ADF, the state of the BLM, it don't be now totally ungovernable for the occupier. Because the Amazonian Defense Forces, they don't take full control and exert Amazonian authority for the BLM. As a result of this, La République du Cameroun enough it gain back the area that we don't lost control. The SDOs they not come back, the DOs them they not come back, the government delegate they not come back, the mayors they not come back. So Cameroon enough it bring back all the administrative authorities them back for inside the BLM, for institute governance, administration, and for continue with their colonialism and occupation of Amazonia in terms of colonial administration. Since they're not fit for Duam, wait till they don't decide for Duam now for the only thing where Cameroon be fit for get them for the now the few colonial schools them where they be still go on. So now Cameroon government, it don't make an assessment of their losses for the BLM. They don't come for the conclusion. Say the BLM na the first state where Cameroon colonial government, it don't lost total control for Amazonia. The BLM don't become the first state in Amazonia where the Cameroon colonial government, it don't lost total control, complete control. Now the BLM. So after La République du Cameroun send people, they may go do this assessment. They don't come now to public acceptance for tell the Cameroonian people, for tell the world, say finally, La République du Cameroun, they don't lost the state of the BLM to Amazonia. Today, the delegate of education, the colonial delegate of education for the state of the BLM, today, it don't put out a big public report on behalf of the Cameroon government for talk say all schools, all the colonial government schools, both primary schools, secondary schools, all the colonial institutions them, where it concern education for the BLM, they don't close them down completely. This one come now today, when a Thursday, number 22nd, number 22 day for the month of April 2021. Now the first biggest breakthrough this for the Amazonian people them. For the Cameroon colonial government, this one they not do one for back, they do one publicly for the Cameroon colonial government for publicly come out and put out a statement for accept and acknowledge Cameroon's defeat for inside the state of Libyalem by closing down all schools. They don't close down all the primaries, all the nursery schools, all the primary schools, and all the secondary schools for inside the state of Libyalem. So the colonial delegate of education for the state of Libyalem, on behalf of the Cameroon colonial government, they put out an order today for all the nursery school teachers, for all the primary school teachers, and all the secondary school teachers, for move all those teachers. They don't transfer all the teachers and all the principals for the state of Libyalem, all of them. They don't transfer them to the state of Fako and to the state of Meme. So Cameroon don't pack out of Libyalem and move the property them. Carry it in them. Say me them move them now, go put an for Fako. So any teacher will be the teacher of Libyalem. You don't be transferred to either Fako or to Meme. Because Cameroon don't lose control of the state of Libyalem to the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Now a big news this for the Ambazonian people them. Now a big fat victory this for Ambazonia. As the general be promising, as the Lieutenant General, General Popo be promising, as Grandpa Devo be promised the Ambazonian people them, as General Ivo it be prophesied, the Ambazonia Defense Forces, they go liberate Ambazonia for the Ambazonian people them. Because of that strategy. Just in the last 3 months alone, where they redeploy ADF, the specialized forces, Libyalem don't fall. Libyalem don't become totally ungovernable. Even Cameroon be police, army, and gendarme, they not fit survive. And the only thing where Cameroon be still use and be tell the world say still get some form of control, now education. Now a big victory this. This one now a big victory for the Ambazonian people now. Now a big stepping stone. Now a big achievement where the Ambazonian people don't achieve. The strategy for national liberation through the Ambazonia Defense Forces. It worked perfectly. Now a perfect example this. Say if we focus, Cameroon go crumble. Now they don't shift the move from Libyalem. They don't pack out. And they need do them now in hiding. Now that they do them in public. Now a big achievement this for the Ambazonian people them. I hope say all the people them will they not be the believe, they not be the see the results. We hope say this one will be a big testimony for all una, for give una the confidence, for trust the strategy with the leader lay out for the Ambazonian people them. For trust the strategy with General Efan, Lieutenant General Popo, Grandpa Devo, and all the generals that they implement them for liberating Ambazonia. Now a very tactical strategy, and they execute them with the highest level of perfection. We got for thank them. It take now only 3 months for them to knock Cameroon off the state of Libyalem. Like 2 weeks ago, when I see the forces where they come there, when I see the amount of forces where ADF deploy them for Libyalem, and when I see what happen for Wabane. In never finished 2 weeks, Cameroon don't bail out. Cameroon don't pack out. So I thought say make I can give una this update for give una that belief and that confidence for una continue for trust una forces and for continue for trust the leadership in terms of the mission for the liberation of Ambazonia. It go very well. So make we clap for our forces them. Make all una clap for our forces them. Una clap for the Ambazonia Defense Forces. And una clap for our sister forces them, where they work with the Ambazonia Defense Forces. They work side by side, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, town by town, village by village. All right? For move we tactically forward. And so when I hear this news, say the Cameroon colonial government, it don't pack out of Le Bialem, I beg, una go celebrate. Because the results they come, a lot of things the way I no go give una, I know we're talking out completely, but will be very close. Not only for take Le BLM. The second state, there is a second state where within the next 1 month, the next 2 months, we go capture that state. Places there for Le BLM, where Ambazonia flag don't deflate since January. Since the beginning of January, places there for inside Le BLM where they don't mount Ambazonian flag. It is fly day non-stop from morning till night. For the last 3 months, that flag day, the mountain, it is still fly day. And at some place where they knock Cameroon army post, they knock them off, and then they mount Ambazonian flag. So the progress with the forces that they make them for ground. Sometimes we need to really people, they need this kind of information, we need to put them out in terms of video and all of those things because of strategic reasons. But from the Cameroon government, their own announcement and what did it happen on the ground, we now feel to see the work of our forces them. Now big day this. So the next 1 month, the next 2 months, we now go see another big state. It will totally be under the control of the Ambazonian people. The forces that work will be very close for take that other state over too. Will be very close. So in terms of what strategy and with the focus of Ambazonia Defense Forces, when I remember, now only 5 strategic points a day for Ambazonia, where if we knock Cameroon off those 5 places, Cameroon go pack out of Ambazonia. Le BLM na the first one. The second one, they already in the workings. It'll be 80% complete. They go knock Cameroon off one more thing. Before Cameroon government, when I go here, and that one go be a very big news. It go be the biggest news of all. Because that one is something where we go actually broadcast them. All man go see them. So the first state don't fall. Now the second state it be almost 80% complete. Once we move now stage by stage, and that's why they put the stabilization forces for the place where they go help the defense leadership for ground, for implementer and we take charge of those 5 places. Once we take charge of those 5 places, the entire occupation of Cameroon will fall. Because the occupation of Cameroon, from our intelligence and our studies them, it be based on the 5 places for Ambazonia. The 5 key places for Ambazonia, they way Cameroon center the occupation. And when you knock them off those 5 places, the entire occupational system will crumble. That's why we get for trust the scientific leadership of Dr. Ayaba, his strategic way they think, and for do things that are based on strategy, based on research, and based on the things and way we get for do them pragmatically. The phase where we dey now the phase for knock Cameroon off completely on the ground. The place where we dey now the place where we don't acquire so much strength and power on the ground in terms of what we already be now. For be able for move for this direction. Now, the work we remember for the Ambazonian people know over plenty. And that's why we want still appeal with the successes with the forces that they achieve for now. We now help the forces make they complete the work for now. All right? We now help the forces make they complete the work for now. For liberate Ambazonia be very easy. The last 6 months, they don't prove them. Say one will put in the equipment, the material, will train the forces for liberate Ambazonia be very easy. We get big plans for the state of Mezam, for La République. We get very big plan. The whole state of Mezam. When I know how they don't map them out. I'm not getting need for giving the details. Very big plans. So, una continue for be excited. Una continue for be very happy. Una continue for be very positive. Una continue for be very passionate. The future of our people them. The happiness of our people them. The destiny of the Ambazonian people them. It didn't for the present generation their hand. With this present generation, Ambazonia will become the first Africa country where it will be truly independent. The state of Ambazonia and the Ambazonian people them, they will become the first African country where it will get true freedom. The first African country where it will get true independence. And that's why the progress, the development for Ambazonia, the rate of progress and the development for Ambazonia, it will be faster than what it take place for Rwanda. It will be faster than what the Prime Minister of Dubai and Abu Dhabi. The development will be way faster. What those people, they take 10 years to do them. We could do them for 5 years. What the government, the Prime Minister of Dubai and the Prime Minister of Abu Dhabi, all those places, the number, it don't take them 10 years for totally transform their countries. And I think so tomorrow probably I will give you an insight. I'll talk more about this, how they actually do them, what will be their strategy, what will be their vision, and why they transform that society. It take them 10 years for do them. For we, it will take we 5 for totally transform the lives of our people them and move them from poverty to abundance. Move our people them from misery to happiness. Move our people them from occupation to total freedom. Move our people them from lack of human rights to total liberty. Where people they enjoy all the human rights for this world. Ambazonia will be in the first place. As the leader don't talk am, we go develop the best economy. It will be in a brain economy, not be an economy which depend on natural resources. Yes, we get the natural resources, but we no go build our economy now based on natural resources. Our economy go be based now on brain power. It go be based now on creativity. It go be based now on innovation. It go be based on science, research and development. It go be based on engineering. Ambazonia go be the place where young Ambazonians, they go create things. They will develop apps. You will be a young Ambazonian and you will get the skills, the talent, the education for use those skills and talent for get a job for America. But you stay now inside Ambazonia and do the work because where people go get the highest speed in terms of internet, fast internet services, good communication network, good roads. When I do already see the blueprint, better road them all across Ambazonia. Every village, every community, you go get the best clean drinking water for our people then. They go get good electricity network with people that will get light 24/7. Light no will go off. Alright? Alright? We'll get a good environment for a good business with the taxes for Ambazonia, they will be very cheap so that people when they get business, if you grow those business, we'll get the lowest tax for inside Africa. For encourage our people that may they become entrepreneurs, create companies, create jobs, create opportunity. So now the future this. And that's why it be very exciting for any person who will be alive today as an Ambazonian and you see the progress who would make them in just 4 to 5 years. The level of progress we don't make them for such a short period of time. It be unimaginable. That's until even if you sleep, now for your dream self, you know go even forget that kind of dream and see this kind of progress we don't make them in terms of the defeat of Cameroun, in terms of how we don't weaken Cameroun, how they not exploit our natural resources anymore, how their deals they don't run, SDOs they don't run. Now all them they live na Famoka. If you imagine, say the Cameroon colonial senators, they not come inside Ambazonia. If you imagine, say Cameroon colonial parliamentarian, they not live within Ambazonia. Just think about it. Think about what this generation be capable of doing as we don't commit ourselves. Now the generation this. So when I get excited, the end of Cameroun for Ambazonia don't come, and the BLM today, it don't be at the first state we don't fall totally under the hands, under the control of the Ambazonian people then. It don't fall totally under the hands, under the control and authority of Ambazonia Defense Forces. Now the strategy this, now the work this, and might just end for here. I want to thank the leadership of our War of Independence, Dr. Ayabacho, for the kind leadership and the kind strategy we don't give the Ambazonian people them for their liberation. I want to thank the general, the supreme commander of Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Efang, for the kind courage and the kind focus where he don't bring them for ground zero in terms of implementation of the liberation strategy for end Cameroon occupation, protect the people them, and defend the sovereignty of Ambazonia. I want to thank Lieutenant General Popo. I want to thank General Grandpa Devo, yes, General Sumanguru, Grandpa Devo. I want to thank you. I want to thank all what generals them across the 13 states. Hey, I want to send special salute for what soldier them for the great state of Bui. I want to send special salute for General Ebube and General Capo. I want to send salute for, I think, Commander Kumbo. We caught you cafe. We salute you. We salute you for all our work. I want also go down for the Atlantic states. And I want to salute the General Day for that side for Imojok, the ADF commander for that side for Imojok. We caught you cafe. Also for the Atlantic states, I want to salute the commander for the great state of Meme. I want to salute the ADF commander for the great state for Coupe. I want to send special salute for Commander Small Pikin, for ADF commander for the great state of Fako. With the year your work, we thank you plenty. All right. I also want to go for that side for the great state of, for the new ADF unit, where they don't put them for Boyo. The Ambazonia Defense Forces don't erect a new brigade for Boyo. So I want to send special salute for a soldier the way they did for Boyo. And I want to send special salute for Commander Talk and Do for the great work we do. All right. For all our sister forces them, I throw una salute, we throw una blessings. I want to tell una so be very proud of the great work we do. I want to thank una for the victory when I don't give Ambazonia them. Forget the first state we don't fall totally under Ambazonian control and Ambazonian authority. Now the message this will be toxic. Make I take the time for can give una, for can share these blessings, for can share this joy, for can share this great work, this achievement, this victory. It don't come as a result of the collective resistance, of the collective sacrifices for our communities, the population, for the great state of the BLM, our people them for the BLM. I know it never be easy for una. We understand the excesses where a lot of the manipulated fighters them will be the user on the population. We understand what we don't go through because of how the ground be there. With the total presence and the dominance of ADF leadership, we know so when I know they experience those type of excessive anymore, and the general bidding for assure the population for work with now, for make sure say the population to be very organized and to be very stable. So we know so when I don't go through a lot, but we know say happy days around the camp, with the fall of Cameroon and the total control of Ambazonia, with the help for institute the transition authorities for all these liberated communities, for giving a total charge of our communities, of our lives, of our institutions, of ourselves. All right? So better days the day ahead for now, with the help, the leadership of Governing Council of Ambazonia, they will help those communities so they don't be liberated, for work hand in hand with the Ambazonia Defense Forces, because the transition authority now a joint project between the civilians and our defense forces. All right? We no want to make the transition authority, we no want to make the forces that begin to do the liberation, and at the same time, they try for organize and protect and govern. We want to make them do one thing, but not then they will make sure say they will protect the institutions of the transition authority. So as when a community be liberated, when a state be liberated, now for that time, the Governing Council of Ambazonia, It go work with the defense forces, with the communities themselves. Not be some person for outside here, it go can't be a transition authority. What transition authority will be put under for ground only for liberated communities. So the governing council will work with the communities and the defense forces for start for implement the Ambazonian Transition Authority on the ground. Okay? So now good news to all now. People for the BLM, congratulations. Now don't be the first state for inside Ambazonia. We they totally under the control of the Ambazonian people then. Today, Cameroun don't pull out. We thank you plenty for our courage. We thank you for our collective resistance. We thank you for our belief and hope for Ambazonia. We thank you plenty for all our people that they watch. For here, every day, I make time for can't give any update we come out. I will come for here, we'll deliver them for here. YouTube don't be in our new home. So we welcome all now. For now, I'm out there when I say when I get a great evening, when I get a beautiful evening, may God keep us safe, when I stay strong, when I make sure say when I protect ourselves and when I keep ourselves safe. When I good night. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye for now.